Good morning and welcome everybody. Welcome back. Firemedic Adventure 17. It's Matt, that firefighter, paramedic guy. I'm that guy. We're at a new location this morning. You can see behind me is not Cinderella's castle for today. We are at Epcot Center. The one nice thing about being in Orlando, Florida is there's more than just the Magic Kingdom to explore for Rope Drop Ridiculousness, the fourth installment. I thought we'd take a break from Magic Kingdom and come out here and see what Epcot has to offer. You're in for a treat today. You all are gonna really like this one. You know, reading through the comments, there's a few of you all that have said they've never been here before, ever. So this is their first time seeing any of this. Today, we're gonna change it up a little bit. As I just mentioned, we're here at Epcot Center. It's Epcot now, but it's always gonna be Epcot Center to me. Epcot Center sounds so much better. Anyway, I decided to come out here because we have a new Rope Drop Ridiculousness this morning, and that is we are going to go venture over into Future World and visit the Land Pavilion, and we're going to ride Living with the Land. For those of you that have never seen this attraction before, you all are in for a treat on this one. This is a really neat attraction. As I like to say, attractions like Living with the Land and some of these others that are scattered throughout Walt Disney World are what I call Walt Disney World Imagineering at its finest. Like, this attraction is amazing. It's not a thrill ride. It's not anything that goes up 200 feet and shoots you down at an 80-degree angle and hits 90 miles an hour. This is a nice and easy ride, but it captures the heart and soul of what Epcot is. They call it edutainment, meaning we're going to educate you, but we're also going to entertain you. So, let's not waste any more time. Let's head on in to Future World West. For those that may not know, original Epcot was divided up into a couple segments. There was Future World, which is the entrance part of Epcot, and then you have the World Showcase, which is where all the countries are. Recently, they've tried renaming Future World to some ridiculous name. I don't care what that is. It's Future World. So one side of Future World is Future World East, and then the other side of Future World is Future World West. Basically, Future World East is where all of the newer rides are, like the new version of Test Track, Mission Space, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. That's Future World East, and Future World West is where Living with the Land is, and then the big gigantic Seas Pavilion where the Seas with Nemo and friends are. So, let's not waste any more time. Let's head our butts over to Future World West and bring to you Rope Drop Ridiculousness number 4, Living with the Land. You know what time it is? Bet. Boost to Az's time. Welcome. Heading into Epcot Center, I'm here at the base of Spaceship Earth. So when you arrive in Epcot Center, you come through the main entrance and you can either go this way to the left or you can go this way to the right. This way, back in old school Epcot terms, this takes you to Future World East, and then this way is Future World West. So we're heading this way. This is the pathway that will take us to the Living with the Land Pavilion, where we're going to find the Living with the Land boat ride. And the park's just recently opened. We got people getting in line for the newly renovated Spaceship Earth. We'll have to check that out next couple days, see if any changes were made. So here we are. We are heading toward the land, this direction, straight ahead. I tell you what threw me off this morning, I couldn't figure out why there was so much damn traffic. This weekend's the Wine and Dine Half Marathon weekend. I had no idea. I, for some reason, was living in the past and thinking that Wine and Dine is always the first weekend in November. It is not this year. It's the last weekend in October. And so traffic was horrible. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We are standing in front of the Land Pavilion. And off to my right down this way is the Living Seas Pavilion. And then down that way to my left is the Imagination Pavilion. We will feature those in future vlogs. So here we are. For those of you that have never been to Walt Disney World before, the really unique thing about Epcot is there's these pavilions placed around the theme park. And a lot of the rides are inside of these pavilions, which is kind of a neat concept. It's not like you just walk up to the ride and get on. You actually enter into these pavilions. So welcome into the Land Pavilion. For those of you that have never been in here, this is the land. This is old school Epcot. This is one of my favorite areas of Epcot because it just has that nostalgic feel. Straight ahead is the Awesome Planet show, which used to be a Lion King themed show, I believe. It was the Environmental Fable. And then this straight ahead is a Garden Grill restaurant. It's a rotating restaurant that takes you through the show scenes of what we're about to see. So we're going to take this movable stairway, escalator if you will, on down to the main or lower level. And here we will find Living with the Land. All right, so real quick before we ride Living with the Land, for those of you that have never been here and never seen this attraction before, you're in for a treat, because this is a slow-moving boat ride, and it starts out by going through some scenes of nature, and then it culminates with a ride through Epcot's greenhouses. It's amazing. You're going to like this a lot. And the entire boat ride is narrated, and it's very relaxing. It's something, too, that you can actually play in the background and then fall asleep to it almost. It's that relaxing. So what we'll do here is we'll ride the Living with the Land boat ride, and then once we're done, I'll give you a little tour here of the Land Pavilion. Yeah, it's a race weekend. I forgot all about that. It's a few minutes after park opening, a 10-minute wait. That's not normal. That's all good, though. Oh my goodness, what is happening here? People must be watching my Rope Drop Ridiculousness, staying one step ahead of me here. So right here where the white stripe is, that's the merge point. Hello. That's where Fast Pass or Lightning Lane and the standby line meet. As you can see, that was not 10 minutes, that was like 2 minutes if that. So one of the features that they do during the Christmas season is they decorate all the greenhouses and Christmas lights on this ride. It looks incredible. Something they started about 5 years ago. It's gotten better and better and better every single year. So since it's near the end of October, we'll see if they've started putting some Christmas lights up. Thank you. All right, we're going to be in row 1 so I can give you all an incredible POV of Living with the Land.
Remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat at all times. Parents, please supervise your children and refrain from flash photography or using video lights until we reach the greenhouse. Thank you. Now,
all right.
Sit back,
enjoy, everybody.
And enjoy living with the land. Por su seguridad, permanezca sentado con sus manos y brazos, pies y piernas dentro del barco y cuida a los pequeñitos. A manera de recordatorio, no tomar fotos con flash y luz de video antes de llegar al inantero. One of those living systems is the rainforest, home to the most amazing concentration of life on our planet. These dense and beautiful forests cover only a tiny portion of the Earth's surface, but they contain more than half of its plants and animals.
Where those lights are up there, that's the rotating restaurant. That's the Garden Grill.
Oxygen, food, medicine, and other elements essential to our lives. In the desert, nature has created a very different, but no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem lifeless, it is very much alive. The plants and animals that have learned to survive in these harsh conditions make use of what little water they can find and avoid the scorching rays of the relentless sun. The American prairie once appeared as desolate as the desert, but over time, rainwater and nutrients gradually penetrated the hard surface of this land. Even the hooves of the mighty buffalo helped create the rich soil that would one day become home to the American farm.
Either that's a sunrise back there or the cornfield's on fire. There's the restaurant up there.
Of all the forces at work on the land, humans have had one of the most profound effects. The need to produce food for a growing world led to the enormous use and sometimes overuse of the land. In our search for more efficient ways to grow food, we often fail to realize the impact of our methods. Today, we're learning to live with the land, discovering better ways to grow food that will assure both human and environmental well-being.
Materials into our soil, we can make farmland more fertile without the need for chemicals. Here at Epcot, we're learning to reduce the need for chemical pesticides by breeding and using natural predators, like ladybugs and wasps, to control pests. In the farmlands across America, we're learning that by plowing under vegetation containing natural fertilizers, we can enrich the soil without the use of chemicals. In arid regions, we're learning to produce food on desert seacoasts by developing and planting crops that thrive on salt water. In Japan, we're learning that by mixing leaves and other living materials into our soil, we can make farmland more fertile without the need for chemicals.
How will we meet tomorrow's growing needs for food production, yet still respect the needs of the land? Some of the answers are being discovered just ahead. To help us maintain these carefully controlled ecosystems, and for your safety, please remain seated in your boat at all times.
Y'all that have never seen this before, you're in for a treat. Check this out.
Welcome to our living laboratory, where scientists from Epcot and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are exploring innovative ways to produce bountiful harvests now and into the future.
We got some Christmas lights.
The tropics are home to the greatest diversity of plants on the planet. Many of these, like papaya, bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, are well known around the world. These are just a few of the edible plants that have been an important source of nutrition for people living in the tropics. Many are rich in vitamins and minerals, while others are well adapted to growing in less than ideal conditions. Some, like the water lily, thrive in wet, swampy areas and waterways. All parts of this plant, even the flower petals, are edible. The starchy root of the plant has long been used to make flour for baking. One day, many of these lesser-known tropical plants may be as important as the bananas growing on both sides of the boat. More than 28 million tons of bananas are eaten annually, making it the most popular fruit in the world. When we mention farming, you probably don't think of fish, but fish farming, or aquaculture, accounts for nearly half of all the seafood consumed globally. Tilapia, bass, and catfish, like the ones you see here, are three of the more popular crops raised by fish farmers. The sustainable system we're using here recycles the water in the tanks. As a result, we're able to save millions of gallons each year. Our small fish farm produces nearly 5,000 pounds of fish each year to serve in restaurants around Walt Disney World. Innovations like this one can play an important role in our efforts to produce bountiful harvests and still protect natural resources.
So imagine all of this covered in Christmas lights. About 2 more weeks, that's how this is going to look.
While there are more than 50,000 edible plant species in the world, most of us are only familiar with the handful that make up our everyday diet. The common grains growing here, wheat, maize, sorghum, and millet, plus rice, account for nearly 2/3 of our global food consumption. Learning how to increase yields of these staples is an important goal of research around the world.
Oh yeah,
These
Christmas lights
are
right there.
definitely on their way up. Innovative growing techniques like these increase yields while more efficiently using resources like water, fertilizer, and pesticides. Another innovation at work here is our integrated pest management program. By populating our greenhouses with beneficial insects that prey on harmful pests, like aphids and flies, we are significantly reducing our reliance on conventional pesticides. We're growing these crops using our nutrient film system. This technique precisely controls and recycles water and nutrients. With it, we can produce over 27,000 heads of lettuce a year in this one small area. Some of our best ideas have been inspired by nature, like these fruit and vegetable trees. By growing these ground plants vertically, we can increase yields and better control diseases. These crops taste as good as they look. In fact, we serve more than 15 tons of produce from our greenhouses in restaurants here at the Land every year. The future of agriculture may include innovative ideas like this vertical growing system. Plants grown in this way use a fraction of the space required by traditional growing methods. That saves water and increases production. The aquaponics system on your left combines hydroponics with aquaculture. The fish provide a natural source of fertilizer for the plants, and the plants help keep the water clean for the fish. It's another great way to produce more while using less. In our lab, Epcot scientists are working with the U.S. Department of Agriculture on a number of innovative projects. The goal of these efforts is to produce higher yielding and better quality plants. Please keep your hands and feet inside the boat and remain seated until the boat comes to a complete stop. These greenhouses represent just a fraction of the work being done worldwide to produce bountiful harvests for our growing population. Scientists, farmers, and even backyard gardeners are doing their part to improve the quantity and quality of foods that we all rely upon. Together, we can continue to find more ways to increase food production and protect our precious natural environment. Only then will we truly be living with the land. On behalf of Walt Disney World, we hope you've enjoyed this unique journey through our living laboratories. If you'd like a closer look, then check out the behind-the-scenes walking tour. It's a chance for the whole family to get up close and personal with the plants and growing techniques in our laboratory. Please keep your hands and feet inside the boat and remain seated until the boat comes to a complete stop. Please gather all your personal belongings, lower your head, and watch your step as you exit.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, was Living with the Land, and this is the behind-the-scenes greenhouse tour. So everything you just saw from the boat, you can actually take a guided walk through the greenhouses. I did this a couple of years ago, and it is an amazing experience. So what we're going to have to do is see if we can find an open reservation in the next couple of weeks, and I'll take you all on behind the scenes walking tour. It is a really good tour. Is that not relaxing or what? For those of you that saw that for the very first time, what'd you think? I know it technically probably doesn't belong in the ranks of the Rope Drop Ridiculousness series, but sadly, because everybody's so focused on Guardians of the Galaxy and all these big attractions that are around Walt Disney World, people don't give a second thought to rides like this. And that's why I'm doing this series. Because if you come here to Disney for the first time, or you're a returning veteran and you've never experienced these attractions, give them a look. And especially first thing in the morning. I mean, today's an exception because it's the race weekend, which kind of caught me off guard. I thought it was next weekend or the weekend after, but you know, regardless, it still took me less than 5 minutes to get on that ride. So let me know what y'all think about Living with the Land. And we're gonna have to come here in a couple of weeks and do the Living with the Land glimmering greenhouses. So we'll take you on a little tour here of the Land Pavilion. So obviously we're down here on the lower level. This is where we were earlier. There's the entrance to the Living with the Land boat ride. And what'll happen here in the next couple of weeks is where it says boat ride, they're gonna cover that up and it'll say glimmering greenhouses. It's really neat. I can't wait to show you all that. It is an incredible experience. So then we backtrack the other way on the opposite side of Living with the Land. This is where you'll find the Soarin' attraction, which Disney announced that starting, I think it's next summer, for America's 250th celebration, this is going to turn into Soarin' across America. Kind of excited to see that. So right here's where you enter in, and then right through here is the main entrance into the attraction. So to the left is the Lightning Lane entrance, and to the right is the standby entrance, which 30 minutes isn't terrible. For Soarin' early in the morning, Walt Disney World race weekend, that's not terrible. And then as you head out of the area where Soarin' is, you have this really, really good grab-and-go restaurant. It's called Sunshine Seasons. I would highly recommend having lunch or an early dinner here. They got some amazing food here. Yeah, this is where they have the oat grilled salmon. I get this quite often. Then they have little areas like this where you can grab some fruit, vegetables, salad, all kinds of good stuff. And then right here you got stir-fried chicken, Mongolian beef, and stir-fried shrimp. Yeah, and this one here's got the roast beef and caprese sandwiches, and also the flatbreads too. And that is the Land Pavilion. And right here, like I pointed out earlier, this is the Garden Grill. If you go back to one of my vlogs very early in the year, back in January, I did a vlog from the Garden Grill restaurant. That was also day one of the Festival of the Arts. Man. It's really good. It's just very expensive. So one thing I pointed out a while back when I did a vlog on Epcot, my Abandoned Within Plain Sight series at Disney World, I pointed out these balloons here, they used to go up and down. They used to move. And then down here in the center of the floor used to be a really, really neat fountain. By the time I first started coming here, all of that was gone, unfortunately. I never got to see it, but looking at old photos, old videos of Epcot of the past, I wish they would have kept some of that stuff in place because it looked really neat. All right, so here's the balloons I was showing you. So in the middle you have the planet Earth, and then we'll start with this balloon up front, and then we'll go clockwise. So you have spring, you have summer, you have fall, and then winter right there. All right. So that was the Living with the Land boat ride inside of the Land Pavilion here at Epcot Center. Y'all that have a trip coming up here to Walt Disney World, whether it be your first time or if you're going to be a returning veteran, don't skip out on Living with the Land. Follow some advice from the old firefighter, paramedic guy, and Rope Drop Living with the Land. You won't be disappointed, I promise. In fact, you're going to want to ride it multiple times because every time you ride it, there's always something new to see. Because what's really neat is they constantly change around the scenery in there for all the various festivals. Right now, you could see some of the decorations. They were food and wine related. And like I said, they're starting to put some of the Christmas decorations up for the upcoming Christmas season. And then Festival of the Arts, they'll decorate it for Festival of the Arts. And then Flower Garden, they do a really good job for Flower Garden, obviously. And then come back around again, food and wine, Christmas, and on and on. All right, the one thing we're going to have to experiment with before this food and wine festival ends is this pickle milkshake. I'm going to have to give that a try in the next couple of days or weeks ahead. So I was looking at this 2025 Epcot Food and Wine Festival pin set, and this one caught my attention. Is Remy holding a pot leaf? Oh, I'm sorry, that's a tomato. Does it look like a pot leaf? Am I the only one that sees that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a fun early morning here at Epcot. We'll walk out here and we'll wrap this thing up. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Rope Drop Ridiculousness featuring Living with the Land. For those of you that saw that for the very first time, let me know what you think about it in the comments. And also, those of you that have been here and have ridden Living with the Land before, let me know what you think about it. For the most part, it's a favorite among everybody that rides this. And the really neat thing about that ride is it's a combination of education, it entertains you, it's relaxing, it's calm, it's the best of all worlds. I really enjoy that ride. And like I said, in the next couple of weeks, when Disney turns that ride into Living with the Land glimmering greenhouses, and they have all the Christmas lights and decorations on at night, it is amazing. It is really, really amazing. And they change it up every year. And also, too, riding that at night, it changes a little bit. I mean, the ride's still the same, but riding through the greenhouses when it's dark out and you just have either the natural moonlight when there's, a half to a full moon out, and then you have some of the calm lighting elements that they have inside the greenhouses. That's pretty cool to experience as well. So like I mentioned in my other vlog I did more recently, I think it was the Astro Orbiter, is what we're going to do is once we get a few of these in here, we're going to come back and we're going to do Rope Drop Ridiculousness after dark, and we'll ride all these rides at nighttime. So I'm glad you all are really enjoying this series. The comments are a lot of fun to read. So as I've said before, if there's a ride or any show or anything you would like to see featured in Rope Drop Ridiculousness, leave me a message down in the chat and I'll add it to the list. One we have to do coming up soon, and I saw a request for it this morning. We're going to have to go take on the Mad Tea Party at Magic Kingdom, which is the teacups for one of the upcoming installments of Rope Drop Ridiculousness. All right, everybody, have a fantastic weekend. If you're here at Disney World this weekend, like I mentioned before, please bring your patience. It is going to be very chaotic with all of the races going on. Especially tomorrow and Sunday morning. If you're not running in either one of the races, my best advice would be just enjoy your hotel or your resort, sleep in, and then get your day started after 12 o'clock noon. That's my best advice. We'll see you soon, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend. If any of your sports teams are playing this weekend, whether it be college or pro, I hope they win, and I will see you all again very soon. Fire Mega Adventures out. See ya.